Okay, I'm starting to add photo etch to the portions of the ship. I've already added some guns here on the front. They have photo etch parts on them. These winches have been attached to the top there. Some storage lockers, some ammo lockers. These little lifeboats are now in place. These platforms here are for bigger boats. And now I'm getting ready right now to lay down a long piece of railing. It is going to go on the side of the ship, roughly just above those lifeboat platforms, and then over to this area. So it's going to go along there. That's why it has the nice bend in it like that. I'm getting ready to lay that down. So that's coming up next. Okay, I've been getting more photo etch railing on. I got these boat platforms with the boat davits. Searchlight platform around the rear stack. Pipes going up this rear stack. I started putting the boat decks, or the boat platforms, on the other side now. You know, I've heard other YouTubers that have put wooden decks on scale model ships like this complain about how the wooden decks peel off, etc., etc. I've never had a wooden deck that I've put on a ship model peel off. And I've had some for a few years that have been on them, and I've never had any problems with them. And this one that I put on here, I've had zero problems with it. Anyhow, moving on here, I will be continuing to add bits and pieces all over this deck, and just following along on the instruction steps and adding things as needed. I'm now on this page. I'm going to put together some boats, add some more railing around, a few other little things here and there. And then they also want you in step 23 to build the catapult for the planes. Alright, I'm at the stage of this build right now where I'm going to build and attach this long run of photo etch railing. It's this shape right here, and it is going to go down right on this part of the ship, which is this part right here. Also, in the same video, hopefully, I'm going to be attaching the railing that goes on, this long piece of railing that goes on right here at the stern of the ship, but on this side. I already got, excuse me, I already got the other side on. You can kind of see it right there. So I'm going to do this same piece of railing only on this side, and then the piece that goes on this front portion of the superstructure. All right, and those pieces of railing are found on this photo etch fret letter A right here. These long pieces of railing. This is what I'm going to be working with. Now, this one's going to be a little tricky because of the complex bending and curving of it. The one piece right here that goes on the rear part here is going to be relatively easy compared to this other one that goes in the front here. It was basically just two right angle bends and then a little bit of a curvy angle that went on the back side here, right where this curve is, or this angle. It's not really a curve. So anyway, I'll stop talking and we'll get with it. So I have the photo etch railing around the sides here, around the deck where the lifeboats are going to be and the stacks. I've got them on, got the railing on both sides, wrapped around the back here. I'm still working on this front portion right here. This is kind of difficult. I have it, I'm starting to bend it. The tough part is going to be putting the curves in it. If you look at the picture here, you see those curves, and those curves are the parts that's going to go around where these little gun emplacements are sticking out. So I have to somehow come up with that curve. This is the kind of stuff that is hard for me to do, but I'm going to give it my best shot, like I always do. And as you can see, the top of the tower has some railing on it with some stairs. So it's coming along. One of the little pipes on the front of this main funnel, the forward funnel here, snapped off. It was kind of that way when I went to take it off the sprue, and there it is right there. That portion I have to glue on. So that's going to be a little tough to do, I think. So I'm going to build up a couple of boats now. Right here, step 20, 21. Make 2 of these, 1 of these. Those are on the J and F sprues. Okay, so we're making 1 of these right here. Those are parts F3 and F6. That's that one, and then we need the J sprue to make these other 2. Here's the J sprue, and it's number 7 and 8. We're going to get 2 of those. That's 1. There's 2. Okay, now we're just gonna do a little bit of cleanup and then we'll glue them together. Here's the three little boats I made. Two of this one here and one of this launch. And that was 20 and 21, and I'm sure they'll come into play later on in the build. For right now, we're just going to set them aside and move on to something else. And that something else is going to be, let's see, I did that railing right there, so let's cross that out. I didn't do that thing yet, so I got a couple of doodads here to put down. Thingamajigs. Alright. Got a few little items to put down on the deck, mainly here in the rear. The front part of the deck is done. Back here towards the aft of the ship, I got a few little thingamajigs to put down. Most of them are done. Like those two, I didn't cross those out. Those boat platforms are done. This H3, let's see, H3. That has not been done. I don't think it's going to get done because there's a boat platform and a railing right there. Oh, I see. It goes back here. I see. Okay. Sometimes these directions are a little confusing because you look at, they have the little parts and then they have arrows going down towards the ship, and your eyes kind of cross while following these arrows because there'd be two arrows right next to each other. Sometimes 3 or 4, and it's just like you're trying to make sense of it. So, and a lot of times I'll miss stuff that way, and I'll have some parts left over. Where are these supposed to go? And then I'll find them, and I'm like, oh. Anyway, it's a little confusing sometimes, these directions with these small parts. Okay, so I'm going to carry on and just, there's maybe 2 or 3 little pieces that I still have to put down on the rear end of the ship. This little aircraft catapult is going to be put together now. It's mostly plastic, but there is a couple of PE parts. There's a little piece of railing and a cradle, airplane cradle. So I'm starting to gather up pieces for it. Here's the plastic, and I'm going to find the 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of photo etch parts, and they're all on the AA fret. All right. Okay. Such as it is, there it is. There's the catapult, the aircraft catapult. It's got some PE on it I just glued on. A little piece of railing, the end pieces. Yeah. So that's ready to get painted and ready to be mounted onto the ship. So what we'll do is we'll set this aside for now, and we'll look and see what we're going to do next. That was step 23 I just finished. The only thing I have left to finish on step 22 is finish this railing here. I got some of it done. Right there's a piece of it. And I got a little bit on the other side. Nope, I don't have any on the other side yet. Okay. So I got this little curved part put on. I still have to go all the way around this front piece to the other curved part on the other side. So I think I'm going to hold off on that for a while. I'm going to turn the page, and I'm going to see what's coming up next. What can we work on next? That piece right there is already down. That's right there. We have railing to put on that. They're showing us putting the catapult down now. Okay. This is the catapult turret right there. Catapult's going to go on top of that. So maybe we'll go ahead and do that. And you know, I already jumped ahead and did a bunch of this stuff already. What I need to do is go through this step 24 and cross off the things I've already done. Okay, let's see, is this thing? Yes, it's on. Okay, sorry. This is the P sprue. It has the rudder, the propeller shafts, the propeller stands, the shaft stands, and the breakwater. I'm going to put this breakwater on for sure. It hasn't been painted. I missed painting this sprue when I was painting everything else. So we'll have to do this by hand. That's okay. So yeah, I'm going to get to painting all this first before I do anything else with it. I'm just going to break out the brush and the correct paint. Alright, our attention is now going to be focused on these float planes. I believe these are the Walrus. Let's see, what are they? Mark 1 Walrus, I think. Anyhow, what I'm going to do is hand paint all the components here with the sky gray. And then when that's all dry, go over the top surfaces, tops of the wings and tops of the airplane, fuselage, the tail section with a dark green. That's what they call for the instructions. So that's what's coming up next. Alright, I have the Walrus float planes painted with the gray. And all that needs to be done now as far as painting goes is put the dark green on the upper surfaces. Paint the propeller black. So those are done. I'm now also started working on these 4 anti-aircraft guns. I've got all the parts for those laid out, just got to clean them up and glue these together. Okay. Let's move onward.
I'm going to carve Papa's things in his back.
Okay, so I have the crane put together. A little fiddly doing this. A little tedious, a little bit of stress, a little bit of holding your tongue a certain way and applying CA glue with the Instaset accelerator. It's the only way to make it happen. At least for me. And here is the base. If I can get it to come into focus. Here's the base of the crane. Come on, crane. Come on, base. the crane base. Let's put it down here, see if that works. There it is. That's the crane base. So I have to now have the wonderful privilege and fiddly time of attaching this crane to this base. Excuse me. Yeah, so the base of the crane, those two prongs right there. Well, now it doesn't want to focus again. What the heck is going on? The right there, these two bottom prongs have to fit in to, well, it's not going to focus, is it? Have fit in right down there at the, right down there, right down there, right there. That's where it's got to fit anyway. So that's my next task, is to do that. And hopefully I can do it right without demolishing the whole thing. Oh, right, here is the crane in position now. I also have these large, long-barreled anti-aircraft guns. You can see there's two on that side and two on this side. The aircraft catapult is in place. We're moving forward on this build now and getting some stuff done. Yeah. So once this crane, I actually glued it in place so it doesn't move. But once it's all the cement is cured on that and these guns, I will paint them. And when it comes time to do rigging, I'll do a little line on this crane. So yeah, there we are. That is through step 26. 25 was the guns, 26 was the crane, 24 was putting all the doodads onto the deck. So next, turn the page here, we have some more boats to build. And this next step, which is step what? 30. Step 30, they show putting the guns down and the crane. So I kind of jumped ahead, I guess. Then we have a little bit more. I did that railing. Yes, I did that. I did this railing right there that they're showing you're supposed to do. So I did that. I haven't put these boats down on these big boat platforms yet. So that still is to come. There is some kind of a, I don't know what that's supposed to be. It's a piece of PE right there. You're supposed to bend and form this little pyramid looking thing, which is going to go on top right there somewhere. Yeah, that's interesting looking. Anyhow, and then let's see, what else are they showing here? There's a ladder right there. It's going to go up here. And there's another ladder over here that's going to go over here. Yeah, I see where it goes. Right in there. And then the other ladder goes right in there. All right. I'm going to be coming to a close in this particular episode of working on this HMS York. And up to this point, we're progressing along pretty well. Got a lot more photo etch put on, and doing some touch-up painting. So that's it for this this part, and hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.